power. Our power. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please resume your seats. When the First Lady was addressing us yesterday, I was moved. There's a song she sang, a song that we used to sing when we were little boys and girls in school. I reduced the microphone a little bit. My voice can actually project. And this song speaks to me till today. It goes, we young women and men of Uganda marching along the path of education, singing and dancing, we join together, uniting for a better Uganda. We were the young men and young women of that time, marching along the path of education, singing, dancing, playing. But most importantly, the words that I picked, uniting for a better Uganda. Young women and men of Uganda marching along the path of education, singing, dancing, uniting for a better Uganda. This is what we were taught. This is what we try to teach the children, even in times when education is dying, when what is being taught to our children is murder and hate. When the only songs we sing are the songs of wailing and pain. When it is deliberate by the state to disunite and divide the people of Uganda, still we dare to think, we dare to look back. It's interesting that it keeps reflecting back in the days, especially in the current day. The diaspora leader, Dr. Kauma, and your entire executive. I've also seen our former diaspora leader around, Comrade Haman Ainebiona, the California leadership, Comrade Aisha Nachijova, together with the California leadership, Comrade Semakola Joel, David Daka Kenneth, Fiona Nalubwama, I've seen you, Comrade Senkomba William, Claire Chimbugwe, and all those that helped put this together. I salute you. All other leaders from within the United States and from without, different chapters of the United States, Bali Marvin from Boston, Richard Katongole from Ohio, Daudi Wantate from DMV, then those that flew in from Australia, Nakato Stella from Canada, Brenda Nakato. The noble members, the comrades, the Ugandans, the leaders without titles. I see Comrade Maggie Kaira and dear husband, many of you that love our country, the friends of Uganda, who don't have to be here, who would have had more beneficial things to do, but are here with us today. I salute you. Before I go ahead, I want to take this opportunity to deliver my condolences to our brother, Comrade Nubiandi, the current mayor of Nakawa, who lost his father just 2 days ago. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to stand with that, my friend. And just this morning, we got shocking news of the sudden passing of a great father of the entertainment industry, Mzee Alex Mukulu. Alex Mukulu is an icon. We remember him like we remember the greats of theater, not just for entertaining us, but for educating and opening our minds, for speaking truth to power, even when it is dangerous, We remember his productions like 30 Years of Banana. We remember when he was quoted saying that when drums sound so loud and leaders are intoxicated by those drums, they forget that the audiences and the population's feet weaken. Alex Mukulu did not just entertain us, he taught us. Alex Mukulu did not just make us happy, he made us think and reflect. In a time where the entertainment industry is being bought, where the conscience of those that are supposed to be the Shakespeares and the Aristotles of our generation are having their conscience bought, Alex Mukulu did not. We salute him. We lost a great Ugandan. Ladies and gentlemen, I request that we all stand and observe a very brief moment of silence for Mzee Alex Mukulu. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Amen. Please resume your seats. But it's not all sadness, ladies and gentlemen. Even within our struggles, it is punctuated with moments of motivation. For example, just a few days ago, our young brother, a revolutionary guy, stubborn for the truth, called Semanda Manusuru, also known as King Saha, made us proud again. He pulled one of the biggest concerts in recent Ugandan history. This was not just about King Saha. This was about what he represents. And once again, through him, it was proved that when you stand with the people will stand with you. I congratulate you, Comrade King Saha. Our power. People power. We want to meet a head boy from Boston. Ate mugole. Naye aduse mu honeymoon. In the same breath, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, when you stand with the people stand with you in big or small ways, in tough or happy times. We all saw that again, just like dictatorships want to intimidate minds that influence critical thinking, there's a noble gentleman called Dr. Spire Sentongo. Dr. Spire Sentongo has always used his talents and his abilities not to woodwink, not to fool the people, not to stop them from thinking critically, but to ask the questions, the uncomfortable questions that matter. Unfortunately, like it is their way of silencing voices of dissent, Dr. Spire was slapped with an unjust and unfair bill of 30 million for simply speaking truth to power. The people of Uganda came through and stood with Dr. Spire. The regime wanted him to pay 30 million in 3 weeks. In the Uganda economy, it was impractical. But people stood with Spire. And they even, I'm informed that they collected much more than 30 million. No wonder I recently saw him drinking beer. Dr. Spire, from me and the diaspora team where I live now, we send you belated birthday greetings. Now, friends, today I was meant to read my speech to you. I wrote my speech about a week ago. But yesterday when the First Lady was talking to us, and indeed when I came and listened to thoughts from you, which I think was important, I discarded my speech. Maybe I will share it on my social media and you read it from there. I decided to make this conversational, to speak off cuff, to grab this opportunity to also express myself to you. I will focus my communication today on only 2 things, maybe 3. I want to focus my communication today on appreciation and thanksgiving, and also on an imagination on the way forward. In fact, I want to appreciate the Almighty God for the gift of life. For me, this, after Arua, after surviving the attempted assassination that took my driver Yasin Kauma, I thought that I was living my second life, and indeed I was. But again, after the rigged election of 2026, you all saw the regime wanted me dead. They deployed the military, the police, all security organs to look for me. But by the grace of God, I survived, and here I am. This did not happen because I'm so smart. I'm actually smart, but not smart enough to beat an entire system. So it was not my smarts, it was not my might, it was the glory, the power of God. And I cannot stop being grateful. I want to thank God for the protection that He has given me and my family and my comrades, and for the gift of courage, but most again, to meet again today. I must be honest, there are times when I also feel like sitting down and not taking another step. But you, comrades, keep pushing through. I want to salute a young man called Joel Semakula, to salute Comrade Nachijoba, to salute you, Comrade Kauma, and the diaspora leadership. We almost did not have this convention, but they sang me my own song. Situka tutambule mbera emara mwamanyi na yetopo watu gende. Situka tutambule. And here we are now. So while the spotlight shines on me, I always want to remind all of us that this is not about me. It is about all of us. You never know the courage that you give a comrade. You never know that encouraging text, that encouraging call, that encouraging post that you put on Twitter or Facebook or wherever. You never know how far it goes to encourage even the ones you think are strongest. So let us keep being each other's keeper. Let us keep being each other's courage. I want to thank you, comrades in the diaspora. Usually, like I said it before, usually I tend to fly in from home. But this time, I was found here. Not because I want, but because it's the only place I could run to. When the regime came for me and didn't find me, they looked for any possible way to get me. Thanks to the persistence of many of our friends that had actually insisted that we take the children out of the country before. They had thought much faster than us. And then when I escaped from my own house, they descended on my wife and they thought they could break her. They did not know, like Winnie Mandela taught us, when you strike a woman, you strike a rock. That woman right there is a rock. I found myself in a situation where I had to run away from everything that I'd ever built. To run away from a life that I identified as my life. But look, when I reached you, you welcomed us, me and my baggage. You welcomed us with open hands. You opened your hearts, you opened your houses, and many of you opened your wallets for us. You gave us reason to believe, not to give up. And guess what? We did not even have time to get depressed. We started where we stopped, and now we are moving forward. Thank you very much. And this, you've not just done to me and my family, but to other comrades. You have given us a soft landing, even when the ground below us has been scrapped away. It is like falling from many, many floors up. but finding a soft landing. You comrades have done that. You have done that to the comrades back home. You have supported the political prisoners. The First Lady was here yesterday and she was thanking you. And I want to reiterate her words. It is you, when political prisoners come from jail, it is either me or the leaders at NUP that they salute. They don't know that you are the wind beneath our wings. You, the groups of women, you've come together, you've paid school fees for the children of the political prisoners. You have looked after the families of those missing people. Thank you very much. Now that we are here, comrades, I also want to thank those back home that are watching us, the comrades that are on ground, that are on the front line, that keep things moving, that refuse to give up, that work under pressure, that work in hiding, but they continue to forward. Thank you very much, comrades. We salute you. We decided that we are not going to dwell on our pain. Yes, our pain is there. But we're not going to keep licking our wounds. Yes, they are there. But we want to turn our pain into power. We decided to turn this problem into an opportunity. To turn this exile into a front of organizing. To turn every challenge into a launch pad to keep moving forward. And that is what I encourage all of us, all of you comrades, to do. Let us turn this problem into an opportunity. Every time we meet, let us be strategizing. We can't reinvent the wheel. Many years ago, when some of you are not born, when many of us are babies, people stood before comrades who were in the diaspora. Once upon a time, there was a man called Andrew Kaira who stood before those that were in the diaspora during the days of Idi Amin and Obote. They planned, they strategized, they went back home. They won. Although they were betrayed, but they won. And those lessons we are still learning. I want to encourage us, comrades, to look into history and recognize the power that we have singularly and collectively. And make use of that power. And most importantly, also recognize the weakness of the regime. Now, where is our power? Our power is the ability to operate far from the reach of the regime. It's our ability to use the resources that we have. The resources of the internet, the resources of communication, the ability to at least operate undeterred by the regime. But also I want us to recognize the weakness of the regime. You see, although they try as much as possible to paint a picture of invincibility, but you should understand that a regime that fears its own people is a regime very close to falling. And that fear is already evident. A strong government does not fear its own people, does not fear students. A strong government does not fear women. A strong government does not fear journalists. Does not fear religious groupings like Muslims. Yes, they've abducted all our people. Yes, they've picked Kizza Besigye, is in prison. They've tortured and imprisoned Lukwago. They've disappeared and later on detained Mwanga Chivumbi and many others. Zali is missing. Eddie Mutwe is in prison. Waiswa is in prison and all that. But let that anger be a reflection of us. Let us not operate out of anger. Let us distill that anger, process it, and find reason to move on. Let us look at the weakness of the regime and turn it into our own strategic strength. I'll tell you that once upon a time, people didn't believe that the Amin government can fall. They did not know they thought that the return of Obote was permanent. When Nelson Mandela was in prison, the apartheid regime looked irremovable. But I want to assure you, my brothers and sisters, that much as they appear to be invincible, it is very possible that they suddenly fall. But they don't fall by us sitting back and looking at history and hoping and wishing that they fall. Prayers work from active hands. My mother taught me something, that God can only do for you what he can do through you. The fact that God has given us opportunity to gather, the fact that we have each other, the fact that we have resources that are limited back home, that alone is example that God is with us. Let us use it. Let us think, and think much, much more than we thought before. Let us keep the hope alive. Let us unite. I see it many times, friends. Sometimes you'll be fighting on the same side, but you won't even be friends. We don't have to like each other to see that the right thing benefits all of us. Let us tap into it. Many people, we've disagreed with him. I've seen some of my brothers who strongly disagreed with my move to leave the country. But eventually it happened, and they noticed that they have to run as well. Let us bring together what unites us, because we are all, prisoners in the same prison. Whatever anybody can do, let us tap into that. Don't look at those that don't agree with you as enemies. In a fight against a dictator, every effort counts. Let us use it. Every resource work, let us use it. Here, we belong to the National Unity Platform. But I will tell you that it is not only one party that will be useful in the removal of a dictator. There are even those that don't like us, but they hate injustice more. So let us offer that leadership. The people of Uganda placed us into a position of leadership. And this is a position where our emotions have to be shelved so that we do what must be done. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask us to remember that the road we have walked so far has not been in vain. There are many reasons, and some lady talked about it here, that we have voted and voted and voted, but they continue rigging. But again, if we didn't go to these elections, we would not have the moral authority to speak to anybody. The regime would have justification to tell lies. After 2021, some friends argued that I shouldn't run against Museveni again. But many of you know that Museveni has always had, like many other dictators, he has always had the tendency of picking his own candidates. So imagine a situation where Museveni picks another, thank you very much. I'm not in the habit of mentioning names, but another, what did he say? Exactly. And then after that, he's going to have all these minions go to Kololo and legitimize his rule. But now he is struggling with legitimacy because everybody saw it. The whole world saw it. But most importantly, the people of Uganda know that not every leader has sold out. There are even those that used to be walking shoulder to shoulder with us in 2021. Little did we know that their conscience is viable. So it was necessary, like it continues to be necessary, that we present ourselves. After 2026, we encourage the people of Uganda to go and challenge for leadership, even at the lowest level of LC1. Many of you saw that this time it was lining in the back. But still, you would have a line of 400 people of NUP and another line of 10 or 15 people. and they would declare the person that has 15 votes a winner over a person that has 400. This, Museveni might look at it as a loss to us, but it's a loss to him. He's an old man whose age is supposed to be looking for a way to have honor, but he continues to strip himself naked. So let us use every tool. That is a weapon to us as well. We must not give up. We must keep going. I was talking about these elections. 2020, there have been 3 phases, and I would love to talk about them. The first phase was awakening. The second phase is supposed to be mobilization. And another is organizing. We have done quite good at awakening the people of Uganda, because once upon a time, the young people of Uganda were more concerned with Arsenal and Manchester United. Not that they are bad, but there are more important things. I was speaking to one of Museveni's generals who spoke to us in our group of young people in 2017, and he told us a story of how they were in the Congo, looting the country of its gold and all precious minerals. But the Congolese young people were drinking hard liquor in bars and dancing the night away to Dombolo ya Solo. And he was challenging us to think smart. This is the same message that we carry to the young people of Uganda. And I'm glad to know that right now, even on social media, the main issues of discussion is not who got a new girlfriend or who got a new boyfriend, but who stole taxpayers' money. This is a conversation on tax stages, on border stages, in markets, in gardens, everywhere. So at least we have an awakened population. Having an awakened population is very, very important. Unlike in America, where they are begging young people to go and vote, in Uganda we don't beg young people to go and vote. The young people know what they want and they turn up to vote. No wonder right now the majority of political prisoners are not the intellectuals. No, they are the barbers, the Eddie Mutwes. They are the market vendors, the Olivia Lutayas. They are the ice cream vendors, the Bobby Youngs. Why? Because the most common people are awakened. That is a win. That is a victory. We must celebrate it. The next step was supposed to be mobilizing our people and uniting them. And that, we've also achieved it. We explained, ladies and gentlemen, that when we ran for president this time, I asked the people of Uganda not to carry my picture, but to carry the flag of Uganda, because we wanted this to be bigger than an individual, to be bigger than Bobi Wine. And I'm glad to report to you that we achieved that. We achieved that because the people of Uganda are united. You have seen Museveni trying to use people to divide the population. 2021, we went into an election when the people of Ankole, where I get my wife from, were being told that if Bobi Wine comes to power, they are going to chase you from Buganda. But 2026, you saw what happened when we went to Ankole. Even after they tried to use all the tribal slur, even beating our people when we went to Ankole. But when we reached Mbalala, the whole of Ankole turned out. We went to Chigezi, the whole of Chigezi turned up. We went to everywhere. This is victory alone. So, and like I like to mention it, that we should not just wait to get to the finishing line for us to celebrate. No, let us celebrate along the way. That will motivate us. Ladies and gentlemen, for us not to have given up, that is a win. We might not have won yet, but at least we refused to give up. We refused to surrender. We kept going. But while we clap our hands, we should remember that we have a very critical phase that we must go to, and that is organizing. Organizing to overthrow this regime. We know we are many. The grouping that I lead, which is the People Power Movement, and our political wing is a National Unity Platform, we believe in non-violence. We know that we've had very, very many hot debates about this. While many young people are asking where they sell these ones. You know, many young people are calling for guns. But my argument has always and continues to be that violence only begets violence. We don't want to repeat the vicious circle. You know, we want to defeat the guns. We want to take power from the guns and hand it to the people. I must also be very quick to mention, ladies and gentlemen, that now we are slowly getting to a point where we don't discourage those that want to free themselves forcefully. I want to encourage you, comrades, to listen or to read the communication of Nelson Mandela before he was being sentenced, when he justified using violence and establishing the Mkhonto weSizwe armed wing of the African National Congress. We know many people are looking in that line. We are non-violent, although we don't discourage anybody that want to free themselves by any means necessary. But we are non-violent because we believe that when we defeat the guns, then not one group will come with arms and say we liberated you. We want to defeat the guns. We want to put power in the hands of the people. And we want the guns to be subservient to the people. That is what we firmly believe in, ladies and gentlemen. Now, finally, I want to mention that we have a new phase of this struggle. A phase that was pushed to us. We didn't choose it. I love to follow Nelson Mandela because he taught us that under oppression, under dictatorship, it is not the oppressed people that choose what is next. It's usually their oppressor. I never chose that this phase I would be operating from the diaspora. Look where I am. And yes, he said that he didn't choose violence. Violence is something that was imposed on them by their oppressors. So the next phase, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to call it no retreat, no surrender. Why? You cannot defeat somebody who refuses to give up. For starters, let us agree that we are not giving up. It doesn't matter what speed we are moving on, very fast, very slow, pausing, but we are not giving up. No retreat, no surrender. Somebody say that after me. No retreat, no surrender. Yes, we are not going to take a back step. No. And we are not going to put our hands up. Good enough, like we always mention it, that everything is on our side. The law is on our side. We've not broken any law. Morality is on our side. You go ask the oldest woman in the most rural area or the youngest baby. Ask them whether standing for what is right is wrong or right. Whether calling for justice is wrong or right. Whether demanding for human rights and democracy is wrong or right. So we are right before any right-thinking person. That means we are right before history. We were right yesterday, we are right today, and we will be right tomorrow. If we only stick to what we are saying. When Museveni was my age, he was saying the same things. He cannot say that anymore. That means he betrayed what he once believed in. That alone takes away the moral authority. That is why for him to come and be seen by people, he has to carry more soldiers than the people he's going to visit. So, we are not retreating, we are not surrendering, we are moving forward. But that moving forward has to be practical. Dr. Kauma said something. He asked the question that how many are going to be still on this move after a year. Let us not do this only once a year. Let's do this at least once every day. For every day that passes, do a self-evaluation. What have I done today to advance the struggle? Even if it means just calling, making a call to your comrade or to your leader and discussing it. That keeps the energy going. We must not let energy cool down. We must not let our blood cool down in this. Personally, there are things that I communicate now, and there are things that we do in a rub-a-dub style. But now that I'm in the diaspora, like I mentioned earlier, we want to turn this problem into an opportunity. I'm getting opportunities to meet many of you, holding private strategic meetings on how we can move forward. And yes, I also have communications with people from other political parties and other groupings. Sometimes we even have conversations with people from within the system back home. Because not everybody supports the family rule that Museveni is trying to impose on the people of Uganda. So we are keeping that going, and we are putting all options on the table, all legal and constitutional options on the table. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you not to stop thinking of that new Uganda. That new Uganda with its justice. That new Uganda with its justice and accountability. Yes, we are forgiving people, but we know many people have been driven off their lands. Many people have had their loved ones taken away. There is going to be a day of reckoning. There is going to be a day of justice. We know that many people have been killed. We have mourned our people. We've seen them in jail. They've disappeared. But we refuse to give in to all that. We are still going because we know that new day is going to come. We know that the time is going to come when our children ask us, what did you do when the nation got to a dark time? And what we are doing now gives us confidence that we shall give confident answers to our children. We shall tell them we did not retreat, we did not surrender. We shall tell them we did not give up. We shall tell them we did not give in. We went on, we persevered, and we won because we are going to win. So let us hold the position of Waiswa Mufumbiro, who cannot be with us today. Let us hold the fort for Mwanga Chivumbi, who is not with us today, for Bobby Young, for Eddie Mutwe, for Dr. Kiza Besigye, for Elias Lukwago, for all these people that have spent their lives trying to pursue a better Uganda for our people. Let us not give up. Let us keep going. We have put a few strategies, and I took a question from my brother, which I have thoughts of sharing tomorrow on our dinner, on an image that we are not reinventing. I want to encourage many of you to read a book that is called The Price of Freedom. It was written by Francis Wenje. It is a story of Andrew Takome Kaira. That intelligent doctor in criminology wrote a blueprint of transforming our country from a dictatorship to a democracy. It is akin to what Jean Sharp wrote, but this is in the actual context of Uganda. That we've agreed to break it down, to put it in our own timings, and then present it. I want to guarantee you, my friends, we are going to win. We are going to get our freedom. The examples are there. There are many. Many people got into desperation during colonialism, but it ended. During the Amin dictatorship, but it ended. During the apartheid regime, but it ended. Yes, the times are different, the circumstances are different, and we are different. But I want to tell you, the lessons are still the same. The lessons are still applying, and we are going to apply those lessons. Good enough you are following. You know the people of Uganda, majority of them are for the cause. And even those that are hiding within the system are not supporting it. How do you think I survived? How do you think I was able to beat the entire military in Uganda and escaped? So, if you are despairing, think about that. Think about a young lady called Doreen Kaija, who is not giving up, even when they are telling her, we can release you for as long as you say you were wrong and we are right. Think about Alex Waiswa Mufumbiro. Think about Eddie Mutwe. These people are ordinary people, but they're holding forth. This should remind us that that God has given the opportunity to be where we are, we must not give up. Let us take examples from our brothers from South Sudan, from our brothers from all over the world. We are going to win. I can guarantee you that. Let us not give up. Let us keep putting one foot in front of the other. Finally, I can only undertake on my behalf and on behalf of my family that for me and my family, we shall not retreat, we shall not surrender, and we shall give every last ability that we have for the liberation of the people of Uganda. Thank you very much for listening to me, ladies and gentlemen. May God bless us. May God bless Uganda. May God bless the memory of those that have paid the ultimate price. May God strengthen those that are in prison. May God give us the courage and the fortitude and the wisdom and the ideas that we need to move from step to step. May He keep us together. May we get ideas. I may one day, all of us come together and say, glory be to God, we are free at last.